Hentai prison.
Alright, welcome back to Hentai Prison, and we're gonna continue where we left off. I'm so damn excited. 2 hours. I'll only do this for 2 hours, man. already fucked up my sleep last night, so let's keep this to 2 hours. Lackey number 1 slams the desk in a rage.
こっちのエロトラップにも引っかかりやがらねえし、アイディア考えるのも大変なんだよな。
しかも最近はまたスポットをことごとく避けるようになりやがってよ。まだ使ってねえとこまでなんでめくれてやがんだ?
It looks like the kid's been searching out for our spots, but playing fast and loose with the rules. Does he really think he can escape our gas with 1 or 2 weak little tricks like that?
もうわさびは十分です。そろそろあの全裸小僧を徹底的に潰してやる時が来たようですね。
え？だけど花丸さん、これ以上やったら殺しちまうかもしれねえですし、万が一看守にバレでもしたら。
God, these guys are fucking stupid, brainless, mindless. The type of moron to put salt on fries. What? What the fuck's your problem with salt on fries? What the fuck? Anyway.
いいえ、まだ一箇所だけ残っているでしょう。絶対に連中が行ってしまう。行かざるを得ない。あそこが。
This is really the kind of thing you figure out in the snap of a finger if you use your fucking head for even a fraction of a second. I guess you wouldn't be in a dead-end prison like this if you had any lights on upstairs. I'm the only exception.
直接的な暴力などを行使せず、奴らの心を安い板チョコみたいにポッキリと折る方法なんかがあるわけですが、皆さんはご存知ですか？
それって、
懲罰棒ですよ。
A chill runs down everyone's spines. Solitary confinement is plainly hell. From the toughest roughneck to the most rebellious free spirit, anyone leaves solitary and obedient cog after 3 days.
しかしそれは懲罰棒に入る罪なんてよっぽどじゃないと。
I guess they're gonna try to falsely accuse. Oh, I mean, what kind of thing are they gonna do to get them there?
やらせりゃいいんですよ。よっぽどのことを。
The kid's got the guards' eyes on him from his little spot hunt. I've even heard that those dumb fuck guards are thinking of coming down harder on loophole bangs because of it. Now, could I not take advantage of that? Taking an exhibitionist in half will be a piece of cake. Just need to use the beloved naked body of his against him. Oh, okay. Ow. Everyone is on edge the next day. We wasted no time in enacting the plan. I wouldn't let that happen. 1/3 of my pawns are talentless, another third are brainless, and the rest are both talentless and brainless. I got the dumbass Avengers under me. I sit on my hands with the plan hanging around in their empty skulls. One of them is going to break and let the word slip out. I had to get this done before they fuck it up.
花丸さん、なんかハサミがクリーニング工場にないらしくて、破ったりするのは難しいって。
はあ？だったら他の工場に手回してパチってくりゃいいでしょ。終わりまでに返しておけば分かりゃしませんよ。
はい、わかりやした。
ちっとは自分の頭使って動けないもんですかね。
Nothing quite builds stress like having to match a pack of fools. It's been one easily avoidable fuck up after another from these lemmings these past weeks, and I feel like I'm going to be as bald as that nudist shit stain. Hell, I'm starting to feel like I had an easier time back when I was taking the kid for a ride. Back outside, I was always on top of people. I was the one giving the orders. I reign as a queen, dictating to the morons under me how to wipe their asses. I use my sister and my authority to extract bank from the shit for brains out there with more money than common sense. Yet now that I'm in this trashy dungeon, I got imbeciles working me like a horse. Imbeciles with no claim to authority other than their right-ish. Shut up. It pisses me off. There's no way I'm living without getting the stress out somehow. What better way than to torment those below me? Mockery, denigration, bullying, abuse. That's all that lightens my mood. Absolutely nothing erases stress more than the tearful eyes of my victims, looking up at me in fear, begging for forgiveness. The modern world is one of stress. Much as the wealthy exploit the poor, extracting wealth from them, the talented push their stress onto the talentless to relieve it, as they should in a capitalist society. Japan has been this way since the time immemorial, passing the baton of worries down the line. Debt, stress, infrastructure crises. It is simply the Japanese way to pass down all the coming anxieties to the next generation and kick the bucket before resentment of the elders kicking in. I'm simply respecting tradition, but I take all this well-earned stress and pass it down to those below me. This, my dear, is how a true Yamata Nadeshiko works. The very ideal of a traditional Japanese woman. Okay, this is that. Okay, that's an interesting tie. The concept of the Yamata Nadeshiko. Anyway, performing my ritual of stress transfer behind the scenes makes it all the easier to play the part of the model prisoner in public. That's how I lived well until now. Then this loser appeared. This scrub who dared oppose me. I was nice to him, made him my pawn, and made his dreams come true a little bit. It could have been good, could have been nice, but he just had to go and say what he wanted to help that red-haired brat. This blunder gave me an obligation as his superior, showing him what becomes of fools down here. I finished all my preparations. All that remains is the pleasure of release. Okay. God, I can't wait to give him the stress I've worked so hard to build up. All get wrapped and with a ribbon. I feel this violent, burning joy whenever I see the suffering of others. There's nothing like biting into the sweet citrus of superiority. Its sadistic juices run down my lip. Once you've tasted it, there's no going back. You tormented people for life. That's the only way I can feel alive. It's a survival of the fittest out here, baby. History is written by the victors, and what could be more villainous than a loser? More than anything, though, is the very moment I see the weakling's face twist in defeat. The pleasure I feel swelling up inside is divine, irreplaceable. I'm going to make him regret going against me until his ass is in the ground. Because there's nothing that fills me with disgust. Nothing that makes me want to be quite as much as being taken lightly by anyone. After some time has passed, the afternoon break is finally here. Most people are out in the yard, and many of the guards are focused on watching over them. For a model prisoner such as myself, slipping into another workstation is child's play. As long as I keep my work jacket off, I can simply say I got lost during break time. They'll believe me. I know they will.
Hanamaru-san! 言われた通り、連中には奥の部屋の整理をさせています。
By the way, I like how we also did a POV switch, by the way.
よくやりましたね、クソモリさん。後で褒美にケツの穴に杉の木植えて、名実ともにクソモリさんにしてあげますよ。そろそろその二つ名はどうにかならないかなって。いえ、なんでも。
This is the problem with amateurs. You praise them a tiny bit and they let it get to their heads. When this is over, I'll have to really remind her on top.
はーい、どうもこんにちはですね。チンポポのお二人とも。
The first rule of etiquette: proper greeting. A pause, and I realize neither of them has been brought up properly. They shudder and turn to face me. Not even so much as a hello.
どうしたんですか？死んだオウムがライオット豆鉄砲を食らったみたいな顔して、私がここに来ると嫌なことでもあるんですかね？そんな難しい顔しなくたっていいじゃありませんか。もともとシンプルな顔なんだから。私はキスをしようと誓い合った仲なんですよ。ね、修一郎さん。
First, I had my lackeys block the exit.
最近はチョコマコとチョコマカロンみたいに逃げ回ってたようですが、ここであれば仕事で絶対に来ざるを得ませんものね。
They can't pro for an opening and escape. Not with how I've set things up. Now, I just need Island anew. One piece of insurance to kill any chance they have of escaping.
二人ともこういうのって初めてかな。早速なんだけど、とりあえず脱いでみよっか。
I refuse.
いいから脱げっつってんのが聞こえねえのかよ。あ
When lackey number, just lackey number 4. Oh my god, that's how she really looks at him as so much trash, man. When lackey number 4 yells, well, goodness me. The two little piggies start stripping off their prison suits. They don't even put up a fight.
みんなガキくせえまね。今回はしてやれねえんだわ。
実はあるんですよ。綺麗で可愛い私のお手手を一切汚さず、あなたたちだけを汚い地獄に叩き落とす方法がね。回答者は修一郎くん。あなたは私とチューしようとして、それが見つかって罰を受けました。
罰棒行き確定ってわけだ。
私も証言します。先生、あいつら作業中に2人で消えるんです。何かしていたに違いありませんって。それなら呼びに行けばいいじゃないですか。誰かがね。
Lackey number 2 rushes out eagerly, as if waiting for just this.
足音が止まりましたね。止まっちゃいましたよ。目的の監視長を見つけたようですね。
This is the kind of moment.
家にしたらってくらいいい顔。私はずーっとその顔が見たかったんですよ。
There's not much going on in prison, and with sex bad, you can really count the fun things you could do on one hand.
自分は絶対負けないと思ってるやつが無様さらすより面白いもんはねえよな。
クソガキが罰を受ける。私の手で罰を受ける。
This is it, baby.
あなたも本当にかわいそうですね。素敵なお姉さんが現れて、優しくしてもらえて、初めての理解者になってくれて、キスもしようとしてくれて。
In that moment, the core of my cunt gets blazing hot.
そしたら全部嘘で、お姉さんに騙されてキスもセックスもさせてもらえない。修一郎くんかわいそすぎ。もしかしたら初恋だったりしたんですか？そういう顔してますもんね。惨めな初恋になっちゃいましたね。
It feels so good.
あなたの純情、私が転がしちゃいました。あ、コロコロ、あ、それコロコロ。こんにちは、株式会社コロガスの花丸凛です。あなたの純情転がします。お電話ください。0120純情転がすまで。いやもうほんとたいなさすぎて、いつも吹き出すの我慢してたんですよ。だってあなたさ、真剣な顔で露出は芸術とか言っちゃうんですもん。 じゃあスーパー銭湯は美術館かっつうの。
The moment a climax.
キスしたかったでちか。私とチュッチュしてみたかったんでちゅね。でもできまちゅ。
The moment I know for sure that I'm stronger than anyone.
100人にアンケートを取りました。湊修一郎君とチューしたいですか。したい0人、したくない1億人。理由、露出狂とかいうキモすぎ謙信とチューしたい人間なんて武田信玄以外にいるわけないからでーす。キモキことハゲのことし。
The joy of hearing the weak groan in agony.
だから湊修一郎さん、懲罰棒で一生分後悔してくださいね。肝と肝一郎の戦いはまだ始まったばかりだ。おっしゃってるんですか、負け犬さんたち。
All right, Ransan, answer us this.
また全裸問題を起こしているバカどもがいるというのは。
Captain Shikolenko, I've been waiting. Nothing these idiots have been babbling means anything.
あいつら作業中に2人で消えるんです。何かしていたに違いありません。
Good job, Krapimori-san. Leaving the salting of the fries until the end. No matter what they say, my victory is unmoving. Oh, I guess she meant to say that you shouldn't salt the fries while they're being cooked. They should be salted after they're done. Okay, whatever. Now, let's see it. That twisted bawling face and know you got.
さまら、名を名乗れ。速やかにだ。
はい、0333番であります。
0545番であります。
Our announcers are pleasant, proud.
そうか。なるほど。
Our win is locked in. I said it once, and I will say it again. I will bury you. Shivering worm of a nudist. This is what you get for going against me. You're about to see what I meant. Press yourself down in solitary and think about how sorry you are for what you've done.
ならばなぜお前らは0720番と0721番の囚人服を着ているんだ。
Oh, they used the trick from behind the back. Oh. They used that trick. Hanamaru Rin lets out a dim grunt of surprise.
は？何言ってんすか。だからこの連中が服を。
Her lackey Ozawa is just as confused. They have absolutely no grasp of the situation. And how can they? People can't see their own backs. I like that setup. You know what? I like this setup. They talked about it. They talked about it during a couple of scenes ago. I like that setup.
お前たち、事態を説明しろ。
We're numbers 0720 and 0721. Those two stole our clothes.
脱法をファックをして汚れたから替えが欲しい。ああ、何をデタラメ抜かしとるんですかあんたら。
どうもこうも見たままだろうが。
There's only one entrance to this room. If guards are coming in, they'll have to use it. I knew that our tormentors would have their backs turned to the entrance, cut off our escape.
ここから見ても一目瞭然だ。
I let a little something on the back of their clothes.
お前たちが2人から奪った服を着衣していることがな。
Our prisoner numbers are soon neatly on. The way the clothes are organized is simple. They're grouped up with tags, so finding the right ones was a piece of cake. The laundry room is also well stocked with sewing equipment. On top of that, most prisoners haven't noticed that our uniforms have our numbers sewn on our back.
0333番、並びに0545番。お前たちは優等受刑者だと思っていたが、考え直さなくてはならないようだ。
We found a method that lets us undermine our foes without getting our hands dirty. A means of manipulating them for our victory. We maybe start naked, but the situation clothes us. I fucking froze.
動くな。担当問答中は直立不動だ。
That's the iron ironclad rule a tulip prison. You can't even turn to face a guard when it's time to rhetorically defend yourself.
大田部筆頭、仲間ともども取り押さえろ。集団で脱法ファックをしていた疑いがある。
待ってください。
だからこれは誤解で。
この状況で誤解もクソもあるか。無理やり着せられたとでも言うのか。ハサミを片手に。
Wait, I need to do this. The goal was to make an obvious statement, obvious situation, one that no one could doubt. We succeeded.
しも貴様までもこのような愚行に及ぶとは、所詮はクズの H 級ということか。
私関係ありませんけど。ああ、なんだお前、私たちを裏切るつもりか。おいクソ森。違います。私悪くなくて脅されただけで。先生、そいつも仲間ですからね。っていうかそいつが主犯ですよ。従わないとクソ森家直伝の秘技で私をクソ森にするって脅されたんです。
They turn on each other. Unsightly. It feels like the crystallization of humanity's ugliness, I think to myself.
言ったはずだぞ。次に全裸騒動を起こせば必ず大きな罰を与えるとな。
聞いてな。
黙れ。問答無用だ。お前たち6人を直ちに懲罰房へ移送する。
Oh shit, that was so good, man. I like that shit, man. I like the shit. I like it. I like how they set up the whole thing, man. This is just the beginning, right?
懲罰の手始め。喋れない。生死が耳にかかる。
懲罰棒だけは勘弁してくれ。
Screams of horror fill the room. I suppose solitary confinement is a terrible place to be. Not that that matters to us. It's over.
お前たちもいつまでそこに突っ立っている。とっとと部屋から出ていけ。
We bow our heads and leave the room, making sure to pass by their side on the way.
あなた、一体何を。
I'll let you think about it. All I can say is, in passing, we execute a sleight of hand, pulling the false numbers off the front of their suits. Not that my suing would have held up anyway. Farewell, Hatsukoi. We put them away and take our leave. That was nice. That was a nice scene. They stopped harassing us after that. I hear only the two ringleaders ended up going to solitary. The rest of the lackeys were spared the whole after interrogations. They pushed the blame on each other. Betraying your friends is never a good thing. But I suppose they were never that close to begin with. Either way, it's none of my concern. Tonight's dinner is tonkatsu. If you know the Japanese thing about tonkatsu, it's sweet. That's a sweet deal. They won. Katsu, by the way. Anyway, if you know the pun. Anyway, let's go. I also stopped getting harassed and attacked by random prisoners. No one elbows me in line, and I don't find clumps of hair in my meals anymore. I actually get meals too.
嬉しいな、修一郎。
Yeah, Matsukun. Yeah. Hanamaru ran, or rather, Hanamaru Rin was right. Ultimately, the problem was me being looked down on. Knocking down Hanamaru's gang a peg or tree won me a valuable status. I love tonkatsu, almost as much as sashimi. I run my eyes over a piece of paper. It's a tall piece, a bit more than standard. The month schedule is written on it. In Tulip Prison, sometimes famous people will make consolatory visits on Sundays. I've never seen one, but the visits bring all sorts of events in the gym. Live music, lectures, comedy shows, the works. Famous performers is said to come visit even though they don't get paid. The reason is unclear, but I heard people float the idea that the Yakuza have been paying them out. We asked, guards here are Yakuza enough? I guess that goes to show how tight organized crime in prisons are. Nothing today. At the very least, I'm not going to see any events this month. I decide then, take the day to relax. How peaceful.
のどかだな、修一郎。
It's been a while since I had a day off where no one is trying to hurt me. I can walk about as I please without getting punched, and no one is trying to sink me with a perv attack. Hanamaru's gang is off my back, but the fundamental problem remains.
このプリズンでどう生き抜いていくか。
Yeah, Tula prison is still packed with danger. People will be kind one day and cruel the next. I can never know when someone will try to take advantage of me. This prison is, unfortunately, a sicko eats sicko world. I don't know who to trust or who to watch out for. I need to become a better judge of character.
君、0720番だね。
All right, we're jumping from one gang to another gang. Oh shit! All right, let's go. I turn around to see an inmate behind me, a man. He looks to be in his 30s and wears a pleasant, sociable smile.
君に用があるんだ。ついてきてくれるかな。
Why?
一物を取られたくなければついてくるんだ。わかるだろ？
His tone is gentle, but his aura allows no dissent. He doesn't wait for my reply to start walking. I go with him. The inmate walks bold and upright, like he owns the place. I worry if he'll draw attention from the guards walking like that. We pass by one on the way. The busty guard simply scoffs, however, and does nothing further. We come to a building I've never been in before. I don't know what people do here, but all of the doors along the hall remind me of classrooms. We stop at a corner and the man finally turns to face me.
ここで待っているんだ。逃げ出したらどうなるかわかるかな。
He goes into the room. Then a girl takes his place, passing me by.
お前ですか？
I haven't seen her since the thing at the laundry room. After the confrontation, she was seen as possibly having a hand in the stripping affair and immediately sent to another workstation. We aren't exactly friends, so we did not share goodbyes. What are you doing here?
食堂のおばさんに言われました。向かわなければ乳首が大変なことになると。
A man I never met before threatened my cock, so I followed him here. Never been. It looks like she doesn't know why she was called here either.
入りな。
A low voice comes from the back of the room. It's pitch black inside.
ずいぶん芝居がかった演出ですね。
B.
ここはレクリエーションルームだよ。囚人でも申請を出せば借りられるって体になってる。けどな、一般的な囚人が借りることはできない。だからここは私たちの島ってことになるな。
Oh, they introduced another route girl here. The lights go on. A group of harsh-faced characters is standing before us. But, by the way, before I continue, the character over here has the same VA as Noah from Reboot. Then she saw some Reboot, so I was like, what? Anyway, let's continue. They're all staring daggers at us. A slender girl is sitting in the middle of the group.
ご足労いただいて悪いな。
I can tell with just a glance. She may be the youngest among them, but she's clearly in charge. Her presence dominates the
て
room.
めえらかい。面白い絵描いてうちのガキを懲罰房にぶち込んだっていうボンは。
It feels like the temperature in the room drops when she speaks. You are...
なんだてめえシャバ像が。ああ、口の利き方丁寧に叩き込んだろうか、ドチャンベラ。
The kindly man screams at me. Kindly man. Vein popping out his head and all. The girl stops and gives me a faint smile.
私の名前は畑江妙香。日本任教連合九州支部統括理事。畑江組の組長だ。
Oh yeah, the other guy was part of the Hataya clan. Okay, I got it. I get what's going on. The Hataya clan. Shizoku. Yeah, it's Ichizoku. Anyway, sorry. I do remember the Ozawa guy saying that that was the Yakuza gang he was part of. It looks like she's their leader. What's the term? Bancho? God, you know what? I'll just read English. The chief?
そう、組長。
Kubicho. Okay, there you go. This is the first time I heard that term. Okay, Kubicho. Damn. I didn't know Yakuza bosses existed in real life. Even more impressive, she doesn't look that much older than me. She's just like... No good examples come to mind. But it does feel like something out of a comic book. A manga? Anyway, whatever.
疑うかい。
No. You had the air about you.
英語使えや
Sincerely, sorry. 本当にごめんなさい。
なめとんのかおら
いい。大概は驚かれるんだけどな。それで、ボンたちの名前は
Exhibit Man.
ドローンガール。しゃらくせえこと言うんじゃねえよ、ガキども。てめえらは人間だろ？木のまたぐらから生まれたんじゃねえ。その名前だよ。
It's customary in the prison to refer to each other by nickname. And does it look like that Sumi... Oh, I already forgot. Chief cares about that too much. Minato Shuichiro.
紅林ノアです。いい名前じゃないか。大切にしな。さて、それじゃ本題だな。理由はどうあれ。てめえらはうちの組員に猛者をつけたんだ。このまま放置してたとあっちゃ旗井組の示しがつかない。だから相応の落とし前ってもんをつけてもらう必要がある。落とし前？
By the way, if you notice her number 0019, oh my god, that's a huge number. Oh man. That, yeah, Jesus Christ. I just noticed her number.
ヤクザのけじめって言ったらわかるだろ？円弧詰めだよ。指一本ここに置いていってくれるか。
She holds out her pinky finger, motions it toward the ground. A gesture to cut off our fingers.
別に股間にぶら下げてるものでもいいが、それより指の方がマシだろ。それでは円弧詰めじゃなくチンコ詰めになりますよ。ねえ。
They came for us first. We just...
おおビビりよって泣き入れるんか吐いた唾飲み込んで出す酒ないの自分のケツくらい自分で袋が通るだろうが違うか
But
なめた態度しくさりやがって飛んじゃろかごちゃごちゃ言わんと早やるかいやり方がわからんのだったら俺が代わりに切り落としてやろうや
harsh yells and insults come my way. The shouts crash so loudly onto my ears, it feels like my eardrums will go numb. Her voice is on a different level. I feel ringing in my feet. I feel it ringing in my feet.
私たちが怪我をすれば大問題になりますよ。そちら方の相関係数が上がってしまうのではありませんか。へえ、それがどうかしたのかい？
ここにいる人間がそんなことを気にすると思うかい？ケーキが数年伸びるだけの話だよ。
Oh! Okay, this is the first time I saw the lunch lady without the lunch lady outfit. So she's also a prisoner. Okay, good to know.
これは去る大親分の言葉ですが、こうおっしゃっていました。満期出所はヤクザの花とね。
Oh, they have sprites. I mean, you know, portraits. This is more intimidating than the police interrogation. It feels like I can say nothing back. Show no sign of wanting to listen to me. Explain my reason. I'm sure. Oh, that's right.
けれど、これが私らヤクザの道理だ。
But she pulls the blade out. It looks like a kitchen knife. She sticks it into the tatami below.
筋もんと喧嘩するっていうのはこういうことだ。
Wait, but
ガタガタ抜かさんと。
Her shout all but shakes the room.
こちとら大門背負ってこの影をやってんだ。素人の物見ゆさんと違うぜ。
My face freezes. I can barely move.
片木のガキが極道にもさつけたんだ。そんな舐めた態度取られたとあっちゃ、あたしらはお天道さんの下歩けねえんだ。
The men flanking me grab my arms and slam me to the ground. One forces me to hold out my left arm to the chief like I'm a puppet.
覚悟が決まらんのだったらへし切ってやろうか、オンドル。
I love her range, by the way. She snatches the blade up from the floor where it was stuck.
男だったら腹くくって潔く指つめんかい。
I'm going to lose my left pinky. People don't think much of the pinky, but I've heard it's surprisingly important to your hand. I'm probably going to have a hard time holding cuffs from now on. Well, I suppose I could lose a finger.
ああ、
But that's my limit.
この後に及んで強がりなんざいい根性してると言いたいところだが。
That was all I'm willing to give. If all I'm losing is my pinky, well, that's not much harm.
理由は
It doesn't affect my exhibitionism that much. Oh yeah, that's his deal. But I want you to forgive her.
なぜだい。
It's obvious, right? You need your fingers to take creep shots. I like how the look on her face, she's like, what? I can still take my clothes off, missing a finger. I can make this necessary sacrifice. This is on my pride. I will have no regrets. Quietly steeling myself, I close my eyes. Yet the knife shows no sign of coming down. I open my eyes to see the chief trembling ever so slightly. What the hell happened just now? Is she gonna laugh? Then a deep breath of exhausted endurance. A roar of laughter erupts in the room. The men holding me down are quite literally rolling on the floor laughing.
ヤクザの訓力にビビんねえたな。
なかなか愉快な少年たちもいたものです。
It's just a prank, bro.
しかもその理由が露出か。
There's a couple zero trees. I can't remember what zero tree means.
おい、危ねえだろうがてめえら。そこの小汚ねえやっぱを半端まで戻してきな。
The tense atmosphere immediately loosens up. I don't have a particular reason for it, but it does not feel like I'm being mocked. Hmm? It looks like we're the only ones with no idea what's going on. You're not cutting out my finger?
まさか道理も無視して肩に手を出したとあっちゃ。それこそ私らの世界じゃ恥もいいとこだよ。
ええ、そのような真似をしては仁義のないチンピラも同然です。
Oh, I get it. Okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. So it's only for Yakuza to another Yakuza, I guess.
てめえ俺たちにすまれてひるまねえとか若えのに気もさってんじゃねえかこら。
But what about what I did to the Mad Dog Hatae?
ああ、畑への強肩か。あいつは肩がいいから外野にしたんだが、バッティングの方がいまいちでな。
容量の悪い人ですよ。かっこつけて未成年に手を出すような真似をしたら即座に逃げられ、思わず服を引っ張ったらビリッと破け、尾ひれがついてなぜか強姦扱いと。
I cannot see what's I cannot see what's written down there. Oh, that's so pathetic. He fled and he reflexively reached out and accidentally tore her clothes, and somehow he got found by the raid charge. Yeah, that is very pathetic.
まったく、極道野球大会の前にしょっぴかれるとは仕方のねえガキだ。
This is a bit different from his version of offense. I think to myself. So he's bluffing that he was big shit. In any case, it looks like I won't be losing my pinky today.
てめえらをここに呼び出したのはただ忠告したかったからだよ。このプリズンで極道を束ねているのは私たちだが、 うち以外にも組織は5万とある。中にはどうりもへったくれもねえ連中もいるもんだ。だから辻門に喧嘩売るのはやめときなというつもりだったんだが。
She laughs from the bottom of her heart, as though it's been years since she smiled. What she's saying, though, is that she called us here for our benefit.
質問です。なぜ全くの他人である私たちにそんな忠告をする気になったのか、それが理解できません。であればやはり脅しと捉えるのが合理的だと思いますが。
そりゃ私が囚人たちの顔役だからだよ、お嬢ちゃん。
Mediator?
てめえら懲役が問題を起こさないように監視し、何かあったら仲裁する仕事だ。まあ今回みたいに事後処理になることもあるが、囚人が問題を起こして困るのは同じ囚人だよ。監視の締め付けが厳しくなるのは大抵大きな問題の後だ。そうなれば次に大変になるのは監修先生だろ。
So they maintain the balance of things. Okay, I get it.
原則、受刑者同士の揉め事は両方に罰を下さなきゃならねえ。白黒はっきりつけるときは審問会を開く。こいつは手間だろ。だから自分たちの問題は自分たちで面倒見れば監視どもは楽になるし、監視の目も緩くなる。
Yeah.
つまりお互いウィンウィンだ。
Makes sense.
簡単に言えば揉め事を起こさないよう懲役どもを押さえつけて比較的平穏なプリズン生活を作るのが私たちの仕事ってわけだ。
I remember my time on the way here. The guard that passed by had nothing bad to say to the mediator I was with. It looks like the guards have left educating newer prisoners to these mediators then.
各房にはそこの囚人を代表する顔役ってもんが必ず存在する。で、その顔役を取りまとめている顔役の顔役が私ってことだよ。
As a bonus, prison management lets them control the recreation room. In other words, Sunari Taeka, that's a lot of, is one of the freest prisoners of all at Tula prison. I figured that's why she's allowed to wear her jacket on a Sunday. Pretty impressive, honestly. Hey, who's the mediator of the Sinidi War?
確かクソモリとかって呼ばれてたような。
He's doing a very terrible job of that. Okay, maybe they aren't all that impressive.
寝ても覚めても看守への付け取りに不信した結果、顔役ということになっている助手ですな。
ってことは事実上わいせつ坊には顔役がいねえってことだ。普通は坊の間で争った場合、顔役同士で手打ちにするもんだからな。
You're right. He really is useless.
それでてめえらは何でプリズンにぶち込まれた？
To go to hearing time?
生意気な小僧だね。誰ぞがどれだけ変態だろうが私たちには関係ない。そんなくだらねえもんで競うつもりはないよ。
I like that mindset. He's right. What a prison where the Yakuza are the most reasonable.
盗撮で懲役4年です。
ボンは
Exhibitionism.
刑期は
10 years.
10年？え、露出で10年？
Yeah, you know what? She's right. That is weird. 10 years? Oh no, he's like a repeat offender. But does being a repeat offender of exhibitionism be 10 years? I mean, he could have gone to prison for at least for 6 months or like so. But like, went straight 10 years. Yeah, there might be something going on. Yeah.
盗撮で4年も大概なもんなんだ。公然わいせつで10年はねえだろ。
Yeah, there was something going on, I think. When they think about it. Yeah, that is all I did. The Yakuza behind her exchanged looks. They seem utterly baffled at the situation. Yet the cheap and only cheaper stopped laughing.
なるほどなるほど。てめえはそれしか認めてねえってことか。
He has good instincts. I don't think exhibitionism is a crime either.
なかなか面白いじゃないか。てめえ気に入った。もし何か揉め事が起こったらこの畑へ大家に相談しな。 道理が通ってんなら助けてやろう。
I need to become a better judge of character. As I am now, I can't quite read people. There's something I'd like to ask then. So I decide to up and ask.
なんだい？
What crime got you in here? The room immediately grows tense again. Yet the chief repays me with a confident grin.
ここの囚人はみんな無罪だよ。
Good answer. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. We were released a few minutes later. Immediately returned to our normal lives in the joint. Everything that happened in the recreation room almost feels like a dream. I can't believe Yakuza really exists.
ね。
Kind of like the mafia still actually exists here in New York. They actually do. Anyway, we keep on the path towards the yard. I'm planning on continuing my walk, but I don't know what Kurebayashi has in mind. If we part ways here, we probably won't have many more chances to talk. Thanks for helping with the Hanamaru thing.
別にこれは利害の一致で。
Now I can finally write a letter to that poor woman. I can say, sincerely sorry that your dog's name is now Penis. I still don't know how to get my hands on letter paper and the like, but I'm going to write her a letter, no matter what. As many as it takes until she reads one. Yeah, by the way, why did he get 10 years? But maybe that's a thing that I need to learn from playing Nukitashi or some shit. I don't know, man.
誠にはごめん。
She starts saying something, but pauses. I bow my head a little and start leaving.
おいお前、
She stops me.
あの時は満足する答えを返しませんでしたね。なぜお前は私のことを助けたんですか？
She must be talking about the phone center. I remember that she asked me this before. I told her it was like a compulsion, something out of pride, but it seems she didn't like that answer.
あれもどこぞの女を恐怖させたことへの贖罪ですか？
I wouldn't exactly say that.
ならどうして？
I just didn't think anyone would be allowed to take away your expression. She blinks twice. They mock you, sure. That wasn't really anyone's concern. But they mock the very act of taking a screenshot. I get it. Okay, fine. I get what he was thinking. But it's so funny when you think about it, when you hear it. But I get exactly what he's doing here. He compared it to other perverse acts and put it on one of the bottom rungs. That I could not abide. It's like how I can't let anyone mock my act of stripping.
どうしてそこまで自分の性癖を守ろうとするんです？
Because it's important self-expression to me. Exhibitionism is how I prove that I am myself. I don't know any other way of proving that I am here. Humans have done so much to show their own existence through the ages. Phyllis poems, written songs, drawn pictures, and far more. Bruh, they weren't joking. Anti-prison is literally just sucker no about prison. Or some shit. I don't know, I never actually read it for real. Anyway, as for me, I take off my clothes. If the act of filming others in the throes of intimacy is an artistic expression to you, then no one should be allowed to mock it. That's why I thought it would be right to fight. She blinks twice again. I figured this is what she does when completely stunned. Was I wrong?
そうですね。あまりにも見当違い甚だしく、めちゃ向かっ腹が立ってくるほどですが。
She lets out the sigh and crosses her arms.
おかげで目的を果たすことができたのも事実です。
As for what she means by goal, well, I have no idea.
恥ずべきことですが、お前には借りが一つできてしまいました。
Yeah.
私は誰かに借りを作るのが好きではありません。めちゃ嫌いと言っても過言ではないでしょう。
really, really hate it?
だから今後もし何かあれば一度だけ再びお前に協力しましょう。
Of course, it's the character with twin tails who says shit like this. With that, Kurebayashi leaves in silence. Always the girls with twin tails. I'm in order to work in the letter room from now on. Leather, like okay, because the background still looks like the letter room, but then I see leather. I'm like, maybe it's a typo. Let's see. No particular reason, they said, other than deeming it appropriate for my strengths. It seems to happen in the prison with some inmates changing workstations virtually every month. I've never been in the leather room before, so it has a unique scent to me. Okay, actually leather. But the background still looks like the leather room. Okay, the paper room or whatever. The smell of what I assume to be dye tickles my nose. This leather working is done in pairs. I'm to meet my partner to be. Huh? Looks like my partner is Ozawa, the infamous dirt dog of Hatae. You're out of the hole?
ああ、まあおかげさまでな。復帰初日から嫌な野郎に会っちまったぜ。
It's good to know that we still get to interact with this dude. But I always had a feeling about it. I always had a feeling. Ozawa clicks his tongue before smirking. What happened to your boss, Hanamaru?
知らねえよ。どっかで看守に漬け取りでもしてるんじゃねえのか。
Weren't you pals?
あいつは俺を売りやがったんだよ。全部罪をなすりつけて消えやがった。おかげで俺が主犯つうことになって1週間も懲罰房から出てこられなかったんだぜ。たくよ。
He glares at nothing with resentful eyes. I haven't seen her in the cafeteria over the past few days. Where did she disappear off to? You're off to?
あなたたち無駄なおしゃべりしてるの？不正交談で相関係数ぶち上がりたくなかったらケツの穴閉めて作業しなね。オーケー？
もちろん OK でございます。おい、0720番。
Minato Shuichiro. Exhibit man.
知らねえ。てめえ、あれで全部終わったと思うんじゃねえぞ。
Sure.
俺はてめえを一生許すつもりはねえ。せいぜい夜道には気をつけるんだな。
Got it.
何やってんだてめえ。
Ozawa leaps in front of me and turns off the switch. That was swift.
おい、何勝手にドラム回そうとしてんだ？素人かよ。
This is my first day here.
決め顔で言ってんじゃねえよ、ボケ。
He ruffles the back of his head. And that's all the irritated
いい
side.
か、ここでは革のなめしっつって製品に分けて加工する作業をすんだよ。このドラムは原皮っつう革の材料を1日かけてなめすための機械だ。なんもねえのに使うんじゃねえの。
I see. And this?
プレス機だそっちはよ。
Like how he's all he knows his ass is gonna be beaten if he doesn't teach the other guy how to do things properly.
色とか薬品を提
I like
供
that.
させる機械なんだよ、そりゃよ。指とか挟んだらぺちゃんこになって危ねえから二度と勝手に押すんじゃねえぞ。
I like how he's taking advantage of like the mechanism that if the other prisoner is not helping out, if the prisoner acts dumb, it also affects the person next to them. So this is a good way to learn. Then this can save, right?
スプレーは目に入ったらやばいからマスクつけるまで触んじゃねえの。
He snatches up the spray can from my hands and starts panting hard. You're pretty smart about this place.
てめえがアホすぎんだよ。あったら何でも触ってみるって幼稚園児かてめえはよ。
My Onesan told me everything is trial and error.
ちゃんとしつけてもらったんかボケ。
Well, I think she did.
はあ、なんで俺がこんな坊主と組まなきゃなんねえんだ。おいっしょ。
But yeah, he literally did that so he could learn a yeah, that I don't know if it's intended. I feel like it's intended considering how he replied just now. I don't know. He hoists up a big pile of leather. It looks heavy, so I decide to help.
変態のカスタム購入男性の回収が来たよ。早く渡して今日のノルマに戻ってね。
A man clad in prisoner gear with a sensitive-looking face, who approaches from the back of the room. I recognize him as one of the chief's guys, the recreation room.
おや小沢さん、もう懲罰房から出てきていたのですね。
下沼さん、ご苦労様です。おかげさまで。
Oh, okay, that guy's higher ranked.
しかし感情任せに新人いじめとは感心しませんな。この世の中で怒りという劇場ほど男性の精液を
Half an hour.
消耗させるものはない。かつてわいせつ房にいたオナニーチェの言葉です。
Ozawa bows his head to Shinobu Numa a few times. Then he pulls out a piece of paper from his pocket and hands it to him.
おい、てめえのは。
What's that?
は？てめえ眼線知らねえのか？
First, I've heard of one.
こういう紙があってな。欲しいもんのところに個数を書いて1ヶ月に1回提出すんだよ。
Oh, huh. Looks like you can order pencils and notebooks and the like. You know, I always found it weird. I was the only one who had to return his pencils.
てめえ、もしかしてめちゃくちゃバカ？それとも俺のことおちょくってんの？
I listened to the explanation I was given when I got committed. I'm pretty confident in my memory.
だとすれば監視長が説明しなかったのか。大抵は先輩囚人や親しい懲役が教えてくれるものですが。
I don't have any friends to begin with. The prison took all my money.
そりゃ領地金つって報奨金と一緒に預けられてるだけなんだよ。つうかパコルは持ってんだろ？
It's good to know. We're getting input notes like this right now. Bucks.
何も分かってねえじゃねえかてめえ。
あなたたちいい加減にしてね。もう一度懲罰房にぶち込まれたくなかったら早く眼線を渡しなさい。
どうもすみません。
He elbows me as he apologizes to the guard. When I bow my head as well, the guard clicks her tongue before turning away.
いいか？プリズンに持ち込んだ金が領地金。作業で稼いだ金を報奨金つんだよ。
しかしそれを自由に使えてしまうと、外の世界のヒエラルキーがそのままプリズンに持ち込まれてしまいます。そんな格差を避けるため、ここで使えるのはパコルと呼ばれる特殊な紙幣だけということになっているわけですね。
Okay. Apparently, we get a prison exclusive currency as a bonus on top of our pay.
よその刑務所だったら乾物っつって無料でもらえるもんもここじゃパコルを使って購入すんだよ。
The other inmates use that currency to buy what they want. Gosh, I had no idea. I wasn't really interested, so I probably let it slip my mind.
こんなやつにはめられたのかよ。ほら。
That's just how I am. His shoulders droop in visible sadness. I really feel bad for the guy.
とはいえパコルはほとんど形骸化しています。大したものは購入できず、ただ勝手に溜まっていく。現在ではチリ紙ほどの価値しかありません。マグロ漁船に乗っていた頃、マグロアレルギーの男も言っていましたよ。人生は海であり、金は船頭だ。船頭がなければうまく世渡りはできない。とね。
By the way, there's also like something about tuna boats in Japan. Like they're also, I don't know if the term is euphemism, but it's you or something. But usually you end up working in a tuna boat if you're in debt. I don't know. I heard it from somewhere. Like if they say that you worked in a tuna boat, there's a good chance that you probably were in debt with some loan shark or some shit, and then the way they ask you to pay for it is you work in one of those tuna boats. And tuna in Japan really pays a lot. I mean, if you know the auctions, man, it really gets really big in money exchange. Anyway.
てめえよ、これまでどうしてたんだ？それがないとパンツ一つも買えねえのよ。
I've been going commando lately.
汚ねえやつ。
Whose fault do you think that is?
あ、そういやそうだった。
You know, not to think of it. I think I had a piece of paper somewhere.
待て待て、紙には種類ってもんがあんだよ。
I want a letter, so let me request one.
プリズンのハンコがねえもんに書いて出したら監視が飛んでくんぞ。
Really? So there's a stamp to get that shows the document is official. Good to know. I wonder how they're gonna bring this up later on, though. they're obviously describing a lot of details here, so I don't know if this is going to be this is like set up for something, or It's just like world building shit.
たまたま2枚重なってたからよ。こいつに書いて提出しろボケ。
So exasperated, he lets me write on his extra.
なんか危なくて怖えよな、てめえは。
Maybe this guy's cool after all. I always had that feeling. His vibe is better than Rin. I had thought Ozawa a pure villain, but he looks more like the caretaker type. Ozawa?
呼び捨てにすんじゃねえよ。年上だぞ。たくよ。
I made my first friend since coming to prison. I like that. I really like that. I really like that. Not bad, not bad. Shit. Give me a second. Alright, let's continue. Tula Prison has 2 breaks per day, and neither of them is even a full hour long. I, for one, never much look forward to the little respite given us sinners. There was simply not much to do other than wander around the yard. Now though, I have someone to hang out with. Ozawa.
だから呼び捨てにするんじゃねえよ。後もついてくんじゃねえ。たくよ。
I've been on the move with Ozawa ever since.
だいたいな、このプリズンじゃ本名で呼ばねえっつうのがあんの。
I thought it was their dog.
姉さん方。
Twists his tongue and gives me a suspicious glance.
なんだよ。何ニヤニヤしやがってんだ。
We're friends.
友達だ。この程度ではしゃぎやがって。てめえ、もしかして友達いたことねえんじゃねえのか？
I have thought.
決め顔で言うんじゃねえよ、このクソチビがよ。
He really is the caretaker type if he's replying like this. That hurts a lot. He's pushing down on the top of my head. Ozawa is quite taller than me. Many people have hated me for my fetish, so I'm glad to find someone to speak with.
たく、しょうがねえな。ほら、ついてこいボケ。
What a nice guy. What a nice guy. I like the 180 shit here. After ruffling his hair, he drops his arm into a beckoning gesture. When we get to the yard, Ozawa keeps on walking. We go past the tall guard dorm, and even further in. I've never been here before. Where are we going?
いいから来いよ。
Going to beat me up in the back alley again?
ちげえよ。前も言ったがな。てめえがどう思うと、このプリズンで一人じゃ生きていけねえんだよ。てめえみたいなドアホは、俺一人じゃ面倒見きれねえ。だから、プリズンの長老からいろいろと教えてもらえや。
There's an iron bar set up in the edge of the yard. A short, pale girl is doing push-ups there, or rather just hanging off the bar. Huh? I pass by her and make it to the edge of the yard. There's a small crowd under a thin tree there. The man in the middle gives a small hand gesture, and those around him quietly disperse.
釘谷さん、ちょいと挨拶させて侵入がいましてね。
The man stands up, supporting himself with the tree he's been leaning on. He has something rare among people in the prison. Long hair. It's tied up in the back of his head, and his mouth and chin are dotted with an unshaven beard. He looks far older than Ozawa for me, like he's in his 40s.
へえ、そうかい。釘谷ジョージだ。どこにでもいる老人。ただの計算符だよ。
A calculator?
プリズンの費用なんかを計算する囚人のこった。人気な仕事でよっぽど看守に信頼されてて優秀じゃないとできねえんだぜ。
新米をいじめるのが趣味なやつにはちょっとできない仕事だな。お前さんも根はいいやつだって言うのに。
冗談きついっすよ、釘谷さん。
The man has a friendly smile and a strange air about him. He's a touch different from the chief of the Hatai clan, Ichizoku. He has that air about him that only those who can do something special have.
いいところのお坊ちゃんだ。違うかい？
Well to do.
もしくは真面目くんだ。プリズンにはプリズン流の挨拶がある。それができなきゃ嫌われる。
He beckons me over. Ozawa tells me to go with his eyes.
まずは拳をグーにして上から下、下から上とお互いに叩きつける。 最初は格上の懲役が上、格下の懲役が下だ。
It's this fucking Keigo bullshit, man. I don't want to deal with this shit, man.
そして手のひらを叩き合って戻り際に手の甲を叩く。最後は手を握り合ってお互いの肩をぶつける。
I try it. I start from lowering the position, and he, the older man, starts higher.
どうだい？
A fun greeting. I like it.
気に入ったか？それはよかった。親しい親友がいるなら教えてやったらいい。
小沢。
おい、なんでてめえが上なんだよ。年下なんだから下だろうがボケ。
Now I won't end up fighting with the other prisoners. I think. I won't say I'm close to Kurebayashi, but I have to wonder if she knows the secret handshake. After all, this is all it takes to avoid needless conflict. I should let her
お
know.
前さんか？喧嘩を売ってきた相手をぶちのめして旗絵組に勝ち込みをかけたって大型新人。
I think you had the wrong information. I was simply defending myself.
おお、そうかい。それじゃあ俺も情報屋をやめなきゃならないみたいだ。
I asked Ozawa what an info broker is with my eyes.
国谷さんのとこにはいろんな情報が集まってくんだよ。その情報は金を出せや買えんだわ。
Bro, this guy is in a really good position if he's the prison info broker and also he's a lot of things, man. This guy is in a good place.
プリズンの生き字引とかって呼ばれてっからな。わからないことがありゃ、とりあえずみんな国谷さんから情報を買うんだよ。
So obviously this is set up for something, okay? Alright.
売ってるものは他にもあるよ。ほら。
He lights a cigarette with a match. I don't know where he pulled it from. Fox?
まさか。俺は現金のみだよ。結局欲しいものは金がないと手に入らないってわけだ。
Before I know it, he has the cigarette in his mouth and lit. I feel like I've been shown a magic trick.
俺はこいつの中毒でね。死ぬまでやめられそうにない。
The guards will yell if they found out.
ご
By
忠
now.
告どうも。でもここは看守棟の死角だ。現にほら、誰も飛んでこない。
The smoke climbs up high, wraps around the tree leaves and disappears. Smoke in his mouth also seems to be right in the shadow of the girl doing push-ups and rendered hidden. Continues to puff out smoke, looking like he's having the time of his life. How does he avoid smelling like cigarettes though? That's still a thing. Like, if no one's doing cigarettes and he's the only one smoking, then he should smell, unless he has something that he could spray in himself so to remove the scent.
ほんの近づきの印だ。一本プレゼントしよう。
I don't smoke. I'll make my imoto One-chan cry. Sorry.
ほら、
One-chan.
やっぱり真面目くんのお坊ちゃんだ。
One-chan. It would have an effect on her job too, but I don't say that. Her job? Oh, okay. They mentioned this, but we're not told what her job is.
それじゃあ何か情報をプレゼントしよう。このプリズンについて何が知りたい？
I want you to tell me who I need to watch out for. After what I've been through, well, I know I'll know how valuable information is in Tula prison.
面白い坊やだ。普通はここから早く出る方法とか、少しでも生活がマシになる裏技だったりするんだがね。
I'm not particularly wanting. I have a friend too.
俺を巻き込むんじゃねえよ。
After a subtle smile, he drops his cigarette ash to the ground.
穏便にってことなら答えは簡単だ。一番はお前さんの棒を担当している看守長だよ。
てめえはわいせつ棒だから。
Captain Sophia Shikolenko. Shikolenko. I hate the pun in her last name. The blonde correctional officer, who always has bags under her eyes. Kind of makes you think if she always has bag under her eyes, she doesn't sleep at all.
ソフリンか。まあ、看守長の中じゃマシな方だな。よっぽどのことがなければ目をつけられることはない。
And what if I get on her bad side?
看守長にはお前さんの去就を決める大体の権限がある。生かすも殺すも全てやっこさんの指先一つだ。
He holds his cigarette up vertically next to his finger.
看守長の中じゃ一番潔癖だな。とにかく変態的なことを嫌う。脱法をファックだけには気をつけないといけない。あとは常軌を逸した行動とか。
Well, I don't need to worry about that. I don't do loophole bangs, and I am very normal.
すでに正気じゃねえ発言だぞ。
そりゃよかった。ヤッコさんは少しばかし頭が固い。融通が利かないから全てを規則通りに強制しようとする。ともかく看守長には気をつけなきゃならないよ。重大犯罪棒の夕顔葉月看守長に言い訳は聞かないし、どんな手段を使っても囚人に罰を与える。が誰よりも気をつけなきゃならないのは、これは主観だが吾妻ジュリア看守長だ。
I never met either of them.
それならその方がいい。けど吾妻看守長は長年ここにいる俺にもそこが知れない。お前さんも十分注意することだな。
He rubs out his smoke, and a gentle smile comes across his face. He really does have an appealing air about him. Yet, much like the chief, I'm not sure if I can truly trust him. There's another thing I'd like to ask.
おい、てめえずうずうしいな。
いいよ。特別サービス。何？
How do I know who I can trust? I decide to ask the man himself. I see the slightly yellow teeth as he looks up to the sky.
その答えは簡単だな。すごくシンプルだ。
Simple?
この人になら騙されてもいいと思える人間を信頼するんだ。
Trust people you wouldn't mind being lied to. That's an interesting philosophy. Okay.
そしたらどうなっても問題ないだろ。違うかい？
So basically, that's a very stoic thing to do. I don't know. That's a stoic thing. And sometimes he continues, that trust gets repaid. His words are philosophical and difficult for me to grasp. I do want to understand them though.
実はな、お前さんのことはずっと気になってたんだ。
I never met an adult like this before, I feel. Someone who made me feel I wanted to be like this with age.
ここに来てくれなきゃゆっくり話せないもんな。
His trustworthiness aside, either way, I take a page from Ozawa's book and decide to call him Fugitani-san.
さて、そんな話はやめて商売の話をしよう。お前さん、何か欲しいものはあるか？
A dirty Erahon.
そりゃダメだ。禁止品だからな。
Huh?
てめえのその顔何なの？
Afterwards, I parted ways with them and ate dinner. Then I came back to my new home, my cell. Itani-san. He really has a cool aura to him.
これまでに会ったことのないタイプだったな、修一郎。
Wonder, however, just how much he can do as a dealer in goods. He has an air of supreme competence around him, but the deals remain a mystery.
別れ際に話した例のものを仕入れることができるのか。
Why does he want an erotic magazine though? That's a very specific request. I mean, I feel like they'll tell me a lot. Announcements come around 8 o'clock every night. Guards tell us tomorrow's plans, and those with regular counseling form lines and march to the medical ward. Those with free time are ordered to write in their journals. I'm also curious about something the guards mentioned a while ago. It seems religious services are sometimes held in the chapel at night. Going to check that out. They use religion here to help inmates face their guilt and rehabilitate. If one asks, they can be tended by the monks or pastors. It isn't mandatory, and the ceremonies are only held once every 2 weeks. Since there happens to be a service tonight, I asked to attend. I'm curious about how the religious think. The line stops somewhere, and we start heading into a building from the head of the line. I'm at the back of the line. Julia thanked him. Isn't that one of the days he's supposed to be avoiding? There's a vertical banner with some writing at their entrance. I might be able to understand what it means if I sit in for the sermon. The interior of the building is decorated like a church. It's a slender, narrow room with pews ranged with equal spaces between them. Bibles are on the desk boards behind the pew, one for each expected worshiper. I sit down and look forward to see a grand stage and podium. The only thing this place is missing from the image I have of churches in mind is the stained glass. There's no light pouring in, so the room itself is dim. It looks like today's service is Kurisucha. I didn't put any thought into my request to attend, so I had no idea.
は よくいらっしゃいましたね。迷える子羊である皆さん。
What's up with... What's the thing behind this? A woman quietly takes to the aisle from behind the podium. In her hand is a Bible. On her face is a reassuring smile.
はじめましての方もいるでしょうから、自己紹介させてくださいね。私の名前は吾妻ジュリア。性犯罪坊の監視長を務めています。
Oh, number one person that we have to be scared of.
しかし今の私は皆さんと同じ迷える子羊の一人です。どうぞシスタージュリアと呼んでくださいね。
The chaplain has a very audible voice.
吾妻家は代々神の教えに従っており、私も洗礼を受けております。元よりプリズンでは普通の監視として働いておりましたが、日々罪の意識に苛まれる皆さんと出会い、その深い悲しみを感じ、共に苦しみ対話を重ね、いつしか公正の一助となりたいと思ったのです。以来神の教えを伝える教会士を兼任するようになりました。
She sounds like she's whispering, yet I can hear her so cleanly from the back.
ここにいる間は咎人としてではなく、自らを解き放たんとあがく迷える子羊として教えを受けてくださいね。
Her gentle tone misses the haughty, imposing air most guards have here. I find myself naturally wanting to listen to what she has to say.
さて、最近プリズンでは脱法ファックなるものが流行しており、大変風紀が乱れていますね。ですがこれは自らの心を清めるために決してはならない行為ですね。今後脱法ファックと判断される基準は厳密になりますから、十分気をつけなければなりません。
What she actually says is shallow and rings hollow, yet I cannot help but listen. The congregation nods and mumbles in agreement.
我々の神はこうおっしゃいました。地を持つ者は万に倒れると。スマタイ福音書45章19節。
That's a made up shit. Civic Leviticus. I nod too. I'm sure that's what the Bible is like. I don't know enough to say otherwise. She made that shit up, man. This is a person Ukitani-san told me to be most careful around.
自らを律し、制御し、凶暴な性欲すら愛することで。アーメン。
Come together
あら、
in holy communion. I test her. I want to see how dangerous this clergy woman is.
アーメンですよ。
Captain Agatsuma peers at me with a giggle.
初心者にはよくある間違いなんですよ。けどザーメンでも精液でもおちんぽミルクでもラブジュースでもありませんからね。
A little chuckle pops up around me.
間違えてしまうと立場上罰を与えなくてはなりませんから、次から気をつけてくださいな。
Disappointing, really. She didn't get mad at my dirty talk, nor did she lay down punishment. She simply closes the Bible with a smile.
それでは今日はここまでにしておきましょう。皆さんに神の導きがあらんことを。
What if all hell breaks loose on him the moment he steps out of that chapel? I don't know, man. There was something scary about that. I felt something didn't feel right. She's strange, but she doesn't seem as dangerous as Kugutani-san suggested. Don't understand. 9 o'clock at night, bedtime. I can't take a step outside my cell from now on until morning. Little makes me wonder more than I am a criminal. It feels more like prisoner time than bedtime, really.
うまいことを言うじゃないか、修一郎。
I'm good with gags, Amatsu-kun.
そうだったな。君のギャグは超一流だ。
That's overselling it. My conversation with Amatsu-kun really eased my heart. Talking to him like I'm back at home. I've always been used to pitch black rooms, so I'm not terribly uncomfortable here. Though, I'd rather be able to relax more if I had a cola and we're allowed to rub 1 or 2 out. By the way, I'll be right back. Just take a break, a quick break. All right, I'm back. I have 40 minutes left to go. 40-ish. Oh, or like 37 minutes, but whatever. Loophole bangs, huh? I think back to how much grief I've been getting from a concept I barely even understand. If the enforcement is going to get tighter, I'll probably have to be even more on my guard.
興味があるのか?
Not me, Amatsu-kun. I close my eyes and put my hands behind my head.
しかし君は若い。数年もオナニーを禁止されるなんて。
Still, I made my decision. I took my vow as hand celibacy my first day here. I will not ejaculate on my own will until I'm out. Ejaculating is indeed pleasurable and appealing. I don't know anything better, but if I get caught, I'll have to suffer horrific punishment. I can stand getting punished, but I could not stand to sacrifice my dear hand.
修一郎。
Yet I can't strip myself in this facility. I deny my exhibitionism. To me, exhibitionism is artistic exposure. The only way I can express myself. That which leads me to prove that I am here. Now my means for that are gone. Till at present, I have no way of expressing myself. Feels like my sense of presence is slowly fading away. I will become mist filling the room. My vapors will melt into the air and I will vanish. If I cannot strip myself, okay, there you go. Then how am I supposed to express myself?
お前、誰と喋っている?
Wait, he's literally talking to himself out loud? Oh my god. The light goes on. What are you doing?
ずっとマークしていたんだ。当然だろう。囚人同士の喧嘩で片方が理由もなく一方的にやられるはずがない。怪しいと思っていたらこれだ。
He grabs me by the collar and holds me up. He's taller than me, and my feet leave the ground.
いえ、お前、今誰と会話をしていた？正直に答えろ。
I can't breathe.
何を隠し持っている？通信機器か？
I can't even speak.
それとも地上から聞こえる風の音が甲高い喘ぎ声のようだと思って興奮していたか？答えろ、こいつ！
She slams me against the wall and slumped to the floor. If I don't say anything, I'm going to die. My intuition screams in warning. Captain Shikolenko hates loophole bangs from the bottom of her heart. I forced the name out in resignation. I really didn't want to say it. Matsu-kun. Alright, they're gonna answer who the hell Amatsu-kun is. I really didn't want to reveal who he was.
Amatsu-kun? 誰だそいつは？どこの神様か？
I strip off my clothes. This. I slowly stand up. Now it pops.
Huh?
It's him. My fully erect cock. This is Amatsu-kun. Her surprise is understandable. I didn't believe it at first myself. A talking penis, I thought. Impossible. It had to be a hallucination. But when I was much younger and masturbated for the first time, I realized I've been wrong.
修一郎、皮はそれほど伸ばさない方がいい。将来、火星方形になるリスクが上がってしまうぞ。
Ever since then, in the tough times, the sad times, and the rough times, he's always been there with a kind word. Whenever I found myself in a bind, he would give me just the right advice, like an elder in the field of life. Before I knew it, we had become irreplaceable friends. He is my only friend, a comrade in arms who's been with me through it all.
なるほど。
She nods, her voice quiet.
そうかそうかそうか。なるほどなるほど。天津くんか。男性器が友人。そうか。お前はいいとも思ったんだな。
She's facing downward, and I can't read her expression. but I can hear it in her voice.
自分の一物が友人だとそう思い込めるほど変態であればな。
Pure rage.
よくもそんなザレ言で私を騙せると思ったな。精神異常者のふりをすれば感化してもらえるとでも思ったか。私がこういった行為が嫌いだと知ってやっているのか。そうだとしたら天才的だ。今私は最高に腹が立っているからな。
No, I'm telling the truth.
チンコが友達だとそれで我々が納得すると思うか。愛と勇気やサッカーボールじゃないんだぞ。
Amatsu-kun can talk.
愛と正規なゴールデンボールが喋ってたまるか。ザレ事に付き合ってる暇はない。とっとと口を閉じてそれをしまえ。
Amatsu-kun, please. You gotta prove it to her. Show her you're alive.
聞こえなかったか。早くその汚らわしいものをしまえと言ったんだ。次無視したらちょん切るぞ。
無理だ修一郎、彼女に私の声は届かない。
No way. She has to hear you.
私の目の前で一物と会話をするな。
Get closer and listen. I'm begging you. All right, let's see how this goes.
いい加減にしろ、性犯罪者が。
Her scream pierces my ears as I am once again slammed to the wall. Quivering, Captain Shikolenko slowly raises her face.
監視長相手に一物を見せつけ、ザレ事を抜かし、挙句の果てにはそれをすりつけようとする。ここまでバカにされたのは監視長になって初めてだよ。
Rage burns in her pupils.
私は絶対にお前を許さんぞ。
I could tell the new era of pain is on its way. All right, we're back. Back in the world of pain.
本日よりお前は劣等囚人および不良受刑者と認定された。
What the hell does that mean? Captain Shikolenko appears suddenly and hits me with that in the middle of the breakfast.
そして私は不良受刑者担当刑務官の任を拝命した。この意味がわかるな。
I do not. What do you think it means, Ozawa?
ダメな囚人を見張るシステムのことだよ。
Gula Prison has a ranking system for its prisoners, and those who conduct inappropriate acts are branded delinquent inmates. And also called lesser prisoners. Those pushed into this rank are nearly permanently surveilled and meticulously managed by a regular guard. So basically, she herself willingly volunteered to be. Okay, that is that's very interesting. Well, she said she got really insulted. So okay, this is a rare occurrence, but as unluck would have it, I have been designated as a lesser prisoner.
つまり私は常にお前を見張っているということだ。0720番。
Yes, ma'am.
立て。
Yes, ma'am.
なんだその乱れた服装は。股間部分が不自然に膨らんでいる。
This is normal, ma'am.
はいかいいえで答えろ。
Yes,
こ
ma'am.
のプリズンでは性的であることを疑われた時点で罰に値する。お前、たるんでいるんじゃないのか？
No, ma'am.
私は立てと言ったんだ。立てと言ったつもりはない。
No, ma'am.
付け合わせのブルーチーズから女性器の香りを連想し、口の中で転がすことで脱法訓練を楽しむ変態懲役が定期的に現れる。お前もその手合いか？
I am not.
はいかいいえで答えろと言っただろう。
Sincerely sorry. 本当にごめんなさい。
敬語もまともに使えんのかお前は。違反したから相関係数プラス 0.002 だ。罰として腕立て伏せ400回が終わるまで食事は中断だ。
This is a clear abuse of power. Completely made up a reason just to punish
終
me.
わったらすぐに朝食をかっこめ。遅刻をすれば再び罰を与えるぞ。隣にいるお前もだ。
Oh man, I feel no more friends again.
はい先生。
I quickly shoved the bread. I rear it in the prison into my mouth and wash it down with Yunyu. And this is if I should let me go to the bathroom during work hours. I hurry in line to go to the bathroom and ready myself to do my business.
お前、なぜ股間を露出した？どういうつもりだ？
I've been ordered to unzip when lining up for the bathroom to save time.
それは一般囚人の話だ。露出狂はその限りではない。裸に快楽を覚えるような変態に自由に服を脱ぐ権利など与えるはずがないだろう。
But it's been fine up until
口答えをするな、もろ出し男性器。 罰として相関係数プラス 0.0002 前後に並んでいたものも連帯責任だ。相関係数プラス 0.0001 に腕立て30回。終わるまでトイレに行くことは許さん。
Our single scores are numbers that show our connected criminality. The higher the score, the longer our sentences. Why did they repeat that? They already explained this earlier. They don't need to repeat it. When our score hits 0, our sentences end. 0.0001 point roughly equates to 3.6 days. A single small mistake won me an extra week of my sentence.
なんで私たちまで男のアナルを引き伸ばすのは好きだけどケーキが伸びるのは勘弁してほしいよ。
また漏れる。漏らして伸びて出ちゃう。
They only tell you your score once per month, and it's hard to keep track of. Basically, our sentences are extended without us even knowing.
健全な魂は健全な肉体に宿る。分かったらつべこべ言わずに体を鍛えろ。
An inmate fears nothing more than the outside world growing farther and farther away without them knowing.
おいてめえ、看守のは俺ら囚人の嫌がらせなんだ。比べ物になんねえぞ。気をつけねえととんでもねえことになっちまうからな。
This overwhelming authority is the shadowy figure that keeps us inmates scared. This isn't the only power they have to make us drink either. Thanks to Ozawa, I learned that prisoners have the right to put in requests. So I tried writing my petition and sent it in.
0720番。お前か？この願線を提出したのは。
Captain Shikolenko appears. My toilet is backed up. I'd like it to be fixed.
はあ？詰まらせるような使い方をしたんじゃないのか。
The rights of a prisoner are easily waived with, but with a wave of a guard's
プ
hand.
リズンの備品を粗末に扱うな。戒めとして手でトイレを掃除しろ。
I have never thought the guards to be as unreasonable as I do now. Certainly, I had thought they would need positions of powerful authority to keep dangerous criminals in check.
清掃用具は使うなよ。自分の手だけで汚れを落とせ。便器をきれいにすることで心を清めるんだよ。
But I had no idea they would be like
普
this.
通にトイレを使用して詰まるはずがない。使用済みティッシュの証拠隠滅のために流し続け、水道管を爆発させたという例もある。
And I thought they used toilet paper.
なぜいちいち口答えする？相関係数プラス 0.004 罰として懸垂50回を言い渡す。
My electronically locked cell loudly opens. The obscenity ward is stalled and divided into multiple floors. Pathways between cells have grates for guardrails.
ここを使え。高さは十分にある。
It isn't need tall enough for pull-ups. A little too tall. Far too tall. If I fall, I might break a bone.
そうだな。
If I broke a bone, that would hurt.
それがどうした？
Captain Shikolenko speaks with dark eyes. Doesn't look like she's joking.
看守である私が変態囚人であるお前にやれと言ったんだ。つべこべ言わずに早く始めろ。
The pressure of her authority bears down on me. If I say no, I'm looking at an extended sentence. I grip the thick grate and slowly lower my legs. Not having my feet on the ground awakens the subconscious fear in me. If I let go, I figure I'll break at least one
お
bone.
前のことはしっかり調べさせてもらった。
She swipes through a tablet while looking up at me.
厳重注意の回数が32回、精神鑑定が2回、入院措置が1回、逮捕歴3回。ご立派な経歴だな。
Oh, it's not, that impressive.
褒めたと思うか？今私が？顎がついていない。
Just using my arms, I feel like I'm at my limit. I feel like it would be a touch easier if I could use my lower body a bit better.
最初の露出は今から約3年前。通報を受け、初めて警察に事情聴取を受ける。以降、心療内科に通いながら犯行を繰り返す。何度も厳重注意をされるが、改善の兆しなし。そして半年後、夜の繁華街で陰部もろ出しの状態で通行人に話しかけ、初めて取り押さえられる。この時は不起訴。だがその2ヶ月後、電車内で再び露出。酔っ払った男性に痴漢行為はやめろなどと意味不明の供述を行い、正式に逮捕。 鑑別所に入れられた。しかし貧困法制であったため早期釈放だが、出所後すぐに露出行為を繰り返している姿が目撃される。ハロウィンの渋谷で再び堂々と男性器を露出。しかしここは多くの人間がいたため問題にはならなかった。それが露出心に火をつけたのか、過激な丸出し行為を行う。偶然一部をウェブカメラが捉えており、動画サイトなどで話題になる。過去の来歴などからすぐさま逮捕され、精神鑑定が行われる。2度にわたったが、いずれも異常なしとみなされ退院。そして退院してすぐのクリスマスに露出し、警察に暴行を加えた容疑とともにこのプリズンへとやってきた。
He lets out a damning scoff.
つまりこのプリズンの中でも得意なまでの変態だということだ。
My arms shake. I can't pull my body up any longer.
そんなグズスケベが人間と同じ扱いをしてもらえると思う方が間違っている。
I might fall. No, I will fall. The moment I think that, my palms start to sweat.
変態はこの世の癌で、微塵も社会の役に立たない。微塵もだ。
My grip loosens, and right as I think it's over,
つまりいるだけで周りの迷惑なんだよ、お前は。
her arm wraps around my neck.
そんなお前でもこのプリズンは見捨てない。清く正しい真人間になれるよう刑務官がその手伝いをしてやる。だから私たちの言葉に絶対服従しろ。頭で考えるな、異論を挟むな、言われた通りの行動だけをしろ。返事はまだわからないようだな。担当不経済だ。腕立て100回とスクワット100回を追加する。
I made the train until my mind melts. No matter how many times I collapse, she wakes me with water and forces me to keep going until I do all push-ups and squats. Something similar happened before, but that was just during the interrogation. I didn't feel pain as though my body would fall apart, nor did I feel like my lungs had holes in them. Captain Shikolenko seems pretty into exercise.
ソフリンは見るからに脳筋だな。俺も野球部だったけどよ、監督っつうのはどこもあんな感じだぜ。
Well, remember, during their first day, she was the one who was straight up demonstrating how to do the special kind of squats in the prison. I can't stand sports with balls. I sluggishly pulled the letter out of the drum and stretched it out. I'm so sleepy. My brain barely works.
つれえのはわかるけど、なんとか頑張れよ、てめえおい。
My partner Ozo was smacking in the back.
向こうは何かしら口実を探してんだろ。少しでも隙を見せてみろよ。間違いなく懲罰房にぶち込まれんぞ。
Solitary. Hear a lot about it. And you're talking to a guy who was just from there. But I don't know what it's like. How was it?
あそこは、いや、マジで恐ろしいところだぜ。できれば二度と入りたくねえからよ。
Ozawa's face goes pale. He shakes his head as if to chase off the memories.
けどよ、このプリズンには懲罰房よりもっと恐ろしいところがあるらしいんだわ。
Worse?
俺も噂でしか聞いたことねえからな。よくわかんねえけどよ。ただそこに入れられたが最後。
What happens?
死ぬまで出てこられねえって話だ。
A place you never leave alive. A place even scarier than solitary. No one knows what it's like because no one's come back from it.
分かってんのかよてめえ。そこに入れられちまうかもしれねえっつうこったよ。わったら真面目にやれよ。
My job isn't hard. All I do is spray the dyed hide to make sure the colors aren't uneven. There's a number of spray cans and I had to pick the one that matches the letter. If I mess this once, I'll get yelled at. I take deep breaths and focus on avoiding mistakes.
お前何をやっているんだ。
Captain Shikolenko comes in running from somewhere. Spraying the hide.
そんなことは分かっている。そのスプレーで何を書いて嫌がるのかと聞いているんだ。
I'm not. I look at the shape I've been spraying. My eyes go wide. What I've drawn like graffiti on the hide is.
チンコだろこれ。しかも勃起をしているぞ。
What? What the hell? What the hell's going on? He's right. I have unconsciously drawn male genitalia.
なぜこんなものを書いた。 バンプッシーとかいう懲役の真似事か。
Why did I draw this oh chin chin? I calm myself down and think. Sleep deprivation has robbed me of my ability to focus. Usually when I get lightheaded, I think of my dear friend Amatsu-kun. Therefore, I unconsciously drew him. Well, that feels like bullshit. That feels like bullshit, but whatever.
答えろ。お前どういうつもりだ。こんな刑務所作業製品外に出せるか。余震場出せでも愛知県が限界だ。
What's up with Aichi, man? There might be some sort of joke related to that, but I don't know. I also elbows me to encourage my silence.
すみません監視長さん、こいつ今ちっとばっかしぼーっとしてて、俺が話しかけたからどうも。
話しかけたなら不正交談ということになるな。お前も一緒に罰を受けてもらおうか。ゲ
Ozawa takes a step back. Captain Shikolenko takes a step forward.
なるほど。変態友達同士ということか。それではおしゃべりに気が散って二人ともさぞ集中できないだろうな。なら感謝しろ。0720番、0333番、荷物をまとめろ。刑務作業場所変更だ。お前たちにはあそこに行ってもらう。
あそこってまさか。
喜べよ0720番。次の刑務先はあくびをする暇もないだろうからな。
The dark box hurtles downward with a frightful speed. It rattles through the dim passage as 81 prisoners stand shoulder to shoulder, packed like sardines. We're on a massive elevator. It moves 8 meters a second, a good 30 kilometers an hour. The destination is underground. Feels like moving small up by a kyujin. The door, its paint peeled here and there, opens once we reach the bottom. To the right side beyond it stand 81 prisoners, freshly off job and in line. They all salute us in greeting. We board the tram that's waiting just ahead. It looks like a roller coaster. Each car holds 2 people. We stand and grip the guardrail in front of us. Our vehicle goes 50 kilometers per hour. We travel 2 kilometers, but it feels like rolling through a maze. I cannot say it's a comfortable ride. When we get to a fork in the path, we switch over onto a conveyor belt. It's like one of those moving pedestrian walkways, going at about 100 meters an hour. The frustrating slow speed only makes us more anxious. Then finally we got off at the designated spot. I look at my surroundings. The broad ceiling has large light fixtures attached, like the kind you see at a concert. Spinning loudly next to them is what appears to be large fans. Directly in front of me are a massive machine that appears to be a drill of some sort, and an oval-shaped one tip with blades that look like a mower. The mower's end spins, tearing away at the stone wall. We are in a mine. This is where inmates are made to mine coal. A man 2 or 3 times larger than even Ozawa runs up to us. He's as built as they come and scoops up the boulder fragment by our feet like it's nothing.
機械の使い方って。
ああ、ここには機材も何も足りねえんだ。真珠はこいつでやるんだよ。
Hands us large thick things. Mining picks.
冗談だよな。
Doesn't look like it.
こんなクソ家庭門を鉄切れ1個で穴開けろってのか?
Getting at the coal down here should require expensive special equipment, but through the miracle of prison labor, it's possible to do it for free. That's the biggest reason the prison mines coal. I swing down my pick to pare down the wall. It's heavy. Each swing makes my muscles groan in pain. It's stuffy down here and hard to breathe too.
こいつが来てからこんな目にばっかあってんじゃねえか。
It's barely been a few minutes, but I'm sweating like crazy. It's hot. It's just too hot here. The walls have a thermometer, hygrometer on it. It's 40 degrees with a humidity of 95%. Oh, that is really hot.
こんなところずっといたらすぐ脱水症状でミイラになっちまうっつうの。
We stripped down, forgetting punishment, forgetting everything. It's still hot. Feels like exercising in a sauna. Breathing hurts, and I don't think I'm getting much air.
おい、マスクは取るなよ。運賃であっという間に肺がやられんぞ。出てきた玄関はあっちだ。台車に乗せて運べ。なに、後ろから押せば簡単に動くからな。
We had to put the raw coal on the vertical conveyor belt that takes it up top. To do that, we had to put the rocks we dig out onto a chest-high cart and push it over. It is impossibly heavy. It feels like dozens, maybe even hundreds of kilograms.
腕で押すんじゃねえ。体で押すんだよ。こんな使い物にならねえ新人を送ってきやがって。
With waterfalls of sweat pouring down us, we used the vertical conveyor belts to send our heaps of rocks off. Then we returned to digging at the wall. No matter how much we pick and how much we grind, the wall stands in our way. We repeat this over and over again.
これを朝から晩まですんのかよ。
Even the laundry room was paradise by comparison. The coal mine is, without a doubt, the least popular prison job. If the prison is the pits of hell, well, this is its lowest level.
楽番だ。一人やられたぞ。急いで外に運び出せ。呼吸が止まる前にだ。
I hear what sounds like an avalanche from the next hole over.
痛えよ。しっかりしろ。ママ母のこともお母さんと呼んでやれ。
At least call your steps. Mom too. All of my prison jobs have been tough, but none of them have been life-threatening. I wasn't in danger of dying as long as I wasn't asleep in the wheel.
見たか。今運び出されたやつ、血まみれだったぞ。
Oh shit. Yeah. Down here, spacing out just a little bit could mean death easily.
こんなところで死んだら誰も見つけちゃくれねえぞ。
We're 700 meters below ground. No one would notice if we died in this hole.
照明が落ちない。おい、ガスが 5% 超えたぞ。まずい。おい、何してんだ新人ども。早く逃げろ。
え？
Under my raised pick, and from the corner of my eye, I noticed a climbing pillar of flame. I like how he's really naked. Like he completely stripped down. Like a dam bursting, the flames begin to rage towards us. We start running in the direction everyone else did. There's these raincoat-looking things hung up on the sides of the path. I get inside one and push the button. It puffs up as it fills with air. I put the respirator in my mouth and brace myself. Right as I do, the blast of the flame passes by. Scorching heat just barely passes my nose. Bro. What the fuck is this? I guess the coal mines are fucked up, man. I think we get out of our breathers. My vision is twisted from the sheer heat. The picks we've thrown down while escaping are both charred except for the iron tops. If we'd been caught in the blast, we would have been... Just another day in the coal mines, I guess. Captain Shigalenko was right.
炭鉱で守らなきゃならねえことは一つ。絶対に死なないことだ。それだけは守れよ、侵入ども。
You know, this is like hearing your commanding officer say, "I order you, don't die," in a non affectionate way. In a no one cares about you. Just don't die, bro. I'll do my best. We don't even have time to yawn down here.
なあ、おいよ。やべえよ。 このままここで作業してたら俺たち
Will probably die. This is the first time in my life I've broken out in a genuine cold sweat. My God, holy shit. I wonder what's the mortality rate in the coal mines, man. Holy shit. I go into my cell on trembling legs. Then I collapse onto my bed.
さすがに疲れたな、修一郎。
Yeah, I don't think I can take any more. My arms are still twitching. Every muscle in me complains at every motion. Heat steams out my body. I feel lightheaded, like I'm in the throes of the fever. I pick up my journal to write, but drop it. I don't have any grip strength left. This isn't something I say much, but this is rough.
ああ、これがいつまで続くか考えたくもない。
It'll probably be a while, yeah. My eyelids are heavy. I just want to turn in early for the day. Time to rest. Prepare for tomorrow. Oh.
0720番起きろ
It's not yet the end of your day. It's your daily beating with Captain Shikolenko.
起きろよ
Huh?
チャプター19の適用だただいまより抜き打ちオナニー検査を実施する
Alright, I'm gonna cut. I have to do another cut here. It looks like she really loves coming after people when they're in bed. Yet ejaculation is an exhausting act. On top of draining my stamina, my head grows weary, and the malaise takes over. I can hardly think.
担当刑務官の手を汚したな相関係数プラス 0.05 罰として腕立て伏せ300回だ
He grabs me by the neck and brings me to the ground. After spending a day in the coal mine, I don't even have the strength to carry my own weight.
理不尽などと思うなよ我々は健全な世界の建設を志しているこの日本に安全な理想郷を建設するためにだしたがって性犯罪者やスケベはいらない変態もいらないたとえ己であっても社会の毒と思えばスケベを殺せ今住んでいるのはプリズンだお前はこれより過去を切り捨てる必要がある
If I don't move my arms somehow, I'm only going to get punished more. He shows no mercy.
泣いてはいけない泣くのは今の生活を嫌がっているからだ笑ってはいけない笑うのは変態生活を懐かしんでいるからだ過去と決別し健康な精神と肉体を作り出せ
Things are only going to get worse if nothing changes. A sigh like a scream escapes my lips. It truly is rough down here. A few days have passed. Captain Shikolenko's mean-spirited punishments have not stopped.
おい港小沢何ちんたらやってんだ今日の採掘目標全然達成できてねえぞ
Sumimasen! Working as a coal miner isn't the kind of thing you can get used to in a few days.
わしが戻ってくるまでに3メートルは進めとかんかいこっちはエアの子でバラすぞ
The foreman of our team is a strict man. We're given harsh quotas to fulfill, so we get yelled at the second we show any hints of slacking off. Our days go on like this. Crush rocks with picks, gather the pieces, put them on the conveyor belt, and get back to crushing. Eventually, dust covers my face. The sound of pebbles rolling in my mouth does not stop.
おてめえもやったか
Yeah, it was a pine rock.
それ家庭から当たると全身しびれんからな注意しろよ
The coal mine does not sleep. It operates 24 hours a day, thus works in a tree shift system. Also and I on the morning shift, 8 o'clock to 4 in the afternoon. We have no breaks other than eating the lunches we brought.
このまま休憩がなけりゃ俺たちは死んじまうかもしれねえよな
Coal mine inmates have to pick at rocks all day in a cave with congested air and ear-splitting noise, from morning to evening. I don't know why, but my left arm's been hurting for a while.
てめえそれ骨にひびでも入ったんじゃねえのかそうだ絶対そうに違いねえ骨でも折れてなきゃてめえの体潰されんだからなそう言っとけ
お前は0720番こっちのトイレも詰まらせたようだな
Captain Shikolenko appears to disturb my desperate rest.
なぜトイレばかり詰まらせる？便器に恨みでもあるのか？なければわざとか、わざとやっているんだろう、お前は。
I'm not.
精液は水に流れるとゲル状になる。500ml 以上射精をすればトイレを詰まらせられるという寸法だ。
I can't ejaculate that much.
残念だったな。過去にそれをやった囚人の実例がこのプリズンにはあるんだよ。そして今のは口答え、担当抗弁だ。
It sounds like the prisoners of the past really have done everything.
相関係数プラス 0.02。罰としてスクワット100回。
I have a cracked bone.
はあ？いつ診察した？それともお前は骨博士なのか？
She simply will not let me rest, no matter what I say.
嘘をついた罰として腕立て追加だ。とにかく体を鍛えろ。そうすればおのずと清らかな精神が宿ってくる。
Oh fuck, I'm already 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna finish this scene and I have to go. Opening my mouth only makes things worse.
すぐにトイレを壊すようなやつにはこいつをプレゼントしてやろう。
What's this, ma'am?
低層体だ。
She attaches a black iron belt to my crotch.
本来は手慰みが治らない囚人につけるものだが、お前のような露出癖にもよく合うだろう。お似合いじゃないか。これで服は絶対に脱げないな。露出の悪癖が治るまでそいつは外さん。分かったらトレーニングを開始しろ。始め。
She keeps appearing out of nowhere to punish me. I do not have a second of relief. Coal miners only have free time in the evening. We're down in the mine during lunchtime, so evening is the only period we get to return to the surface.
何をちんたら走っている。キビキビやれ。プラス2周だ。
My valuable time is wasted in running laps. She doesn't care when I fall. She dumps water on my face and makes me go again.
何事も気合だ。気合が足りないんだお前は。そのねじ曲がった少年が構成するまで永遠に走っているか？
If it's not better after all this, it's not going to get any better.
治らないな口答えが。相関係数プラス 0.006。罰としてプラス5周だ。終わるまで晩ご飯抜き。誰が止まっていいと言った？何をしている？
I'm going to eat myself.
ああ？休み時間にトイレへ行かなかったのか？
I have a chastity belt on.
あ？そうだな。ならどうする？特別に転ばれ出すのを許可してやろう。さあ、出してみろ。
Okay. If you say so. Okay, it's getting out.
見ていればわかることを言うな。
The arena I've been building up since yesterday wets the yard's gravel ground. A small puddle builds up at my feet.
春巡とかないのかお前は。
I've reached my limit. I've concluded that holding it any further would deal serious damage to my bladder just urinated. That was a logical, rational conclusion.
惨めな男だな。赤ん坊でもないというのに人前で小便をまき散らしてしまって。
I didn't piss myself because I wanted to. I would have preferred a toilet. Yet Kata Shikolenko wears a demeaning smile.
おもらしなんて私なら恥ずかしくってとてもじゃないが。
見てあれ、脱法放尿プレイじゃないかしら。
仮に赤ちゃんプレイだとしてもおむつもなしに出すという行為は民法19条放尿の自由違反として立派に違憲なのである。
The inmates on the yard look at me with a disarray. I feel miserable, embarrassed. Then I hit the limit of my stamina. I fall ass first onto the pool of my own piss, unable to do anything. The captain looks down at me, eyes woolly demeaning. I never felt so humiliated in my life. Alright, this is it for me, I guess. I really want to keep going, but I have to go. I still had to edit. The first, yeah, I had to cut that shit. A lot of things in. I'm gonna try a new video editing thing so I could cleanly cut. The previous solution, the previous editing tool I use cuts on keyframes, but it's not useful when you're trying to cut more precisely. Anyway, that's it for today's Henpri Prison. I want to do more tomorrow, but tomorrow is another day for those Frontline 2. So I'll probably upload Henpri Prison again either on Friday or Saturday. Actually, Yeah, if I hopefully I get everything I want to do and finish by tomorrow, so I could more hentai prison. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Ciao.